Good morning, 47. Your destination is the coastal town of Sapienza, also known as the Jewel of the Amalfi Coast. Your target is a former client of ours, Silvio Caruso, a brilliant but troubled bioengineer employed by the Ether Biotech Corporation. Renowned for his early stem cell research, Caruso is now reportedly working on a far more disturbing project. A DNA-specific virus able to infect anyone, anywhere in the world. Imagine a bullet, fired in any direction, passing through countless bodies without inflicting harm, invisible and undetectable until it strikes its target. A world of armchair assassins killing with impunity. This is what awaits us, unless Caruso is stopped. Our client, one of Ether's major private stockholders, wants the project cancelled on ethical grounds, but without destroying the company in the process. She has asked us to eliminate Silvio Caruso and destroy the yet unfinished virus prototype. You will also need to deal with Caruso's lab head, Francesca DeSantis, a high-level Ether employee and cutthroat corporate climber who holds intimate knowledge of Caruso's research and could potentially carry on in his place. This is no ordinary contract, 47. Caruso's virus is a serious threat to our craft and trade, not to mention our core ideals. So failure is not an option. I'll leave you to prepare.
Alright everyone, welcome back to more Hitman 2. Today we're in Sapienza, Italy, and we're going to be doing some more suit-only Silent Assassin. Here's our loadout. Pretty similar to the same one in Paris, just adding a lockpick at the default starting location again, and we're on Master again. So without further ado, we're going to get right into it.
Welcome to Sapienza, 47. Silvio Caruso's family home is right across the square. The bioengineer suffers from acute travel phobia, so the Ether Corporation has installed a state-of-the-art field laboratory somewhere below ground. Expect security levels to rise as you get closer to the virus. Good luck, 47.
Alright then, gonna head straight in. We've got 3 targets this time, even though one of them a bit different in nature, being a deadly virus which can just target anyone based on their DNA. Obviously, not exactly something you want out in the world, so we're going to take that out, and we're also going to take out Silvio Caruso and Francesca DeSantis. I'm going to take out both of the human targets first, because if you destroy the virus, it especially changes Francesca's pattern. I don't know if Silvio reacts to it. I would assume he would, but I'm not entirely sure. But it definitely gives you access to some different opportunities for like accident kills and stuff against Francesca, but it also makes everyone's like patterns more erratic because they're all freaking the fuck out, and I don't want to deal with that. Instead, I've got a different accident kill lined up for Francesca DeSantis. Unfortunately, suit only, I couldn't really figure out a way to get an accident kill on Silvio Caruso. I did have one in mind, but it's very likely that it would result in some collateral damage, which would ruin the Silent Assassin suit only part of this, and obviously, well, it ruined the Silent Assassin part of it, but that ruins the whole thing. So at least for now, we're not going to be exploring that option. Maybe if I come back to this map at a later time, I'll explore some other opportunities, because this is probably my favorite out of Hitman 1's levels. I think Hitman 2's Mumbai level I liked a bit more, but they're all fucking great. I mean, there's only a couple of stinkers, and even the stinkers aren't really stinkers. But in case you're just like, Jack, what the fuck did you just do? I went into a safe house and picked up an explosive golf ball, which I threw at a fragile wall to break it down. That wall leads to the lab where the virus is being made. I don't want to use it as an entry point. I want to try and use that as an exit point, because where it leads out to is right in the middle of the town. No one gives a fuck. I'm out of fucking danger, and I can probably just exfil fairly easily. But before that, I've got to go in a different way, eliminate some people, and use what I'm going to get now. Because you might be thinking, why did you just pick your way into a fucking morgue and go and lay in a coffin? Like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm waiting for someone to show up. And in fact, I'm going to cut here for when she shows up, because it's going to be a minute or two. Alright, the person of interest is just outside the door now. It is a scientist with ether, because you may have noticed in that room, which I just came through, there was a dead body in there. That dead body was a ether scientist who died while helping create the virus. Obviously, they're like, oh no, he might be a bit contagious, but this was one of his friends who wants to go and pay respects and everything. Yada yada yada. But unfortunately, she's carrying something I want. A laptop dongle. That laptop dongle is one of two ways to destroy the virus remotely. You can go up to the virus and destroy it, but you either need to wear a hazmat suit or change the environment of the room, which is kind of difficult in suit only. Just gonna wait for Padre here, who's, you know, checking out my drip to fuck off. I know what you're thinking. I may be dead, but the fucking fashion never dies. But anyway, yeah. Dongle, one of the ways to remotely destroy the virus. The other way is you could just shoot it. That's difficult though, because all I've got is a pistol, and it's very, very precise, and I'll probably end up shooting someone else. And they're really good at doing like on-the-fly forensics ballistic analysis, and they can just figure out where you shot from. And that's bad, because they'll probably just end up seeing me. But along with the dongle, I picked up a keycard for labs. You know, I gave her a little hug. She was a bit distressed. I'll put her in the cooler to, you know, cool her off a little bit. nothing wrong with that. I'm sure someone unconscious in a cooler for a couple of hours is going to be fine. Nothing's going to happen. Now I'm going to head back up to the safe house I went to earlier to get the golf ball. And I'm going to go back onto the roof again, but this time I'm going to use it to get into the mansion, because now we're actually going to do, you know, the actual fucking assassination part of this, and not just lay in a coffin in my fucking sick threads. Especially this fucking, I don't know, is that a trilby? It's a fedora? I don't know. I know that fucking 47 looks fucking good in it though. There's a kitchen next to me. 3 chefs. 1 head chef, who's a bit of a pain in the ass, so I'm gonna fuck up his tunes, and he's gonna be pissed. He's gonna come and look at the radio. He's like, who the fuck turned this off? Turn it back on. And then I'm gonna smack him over the fucking head with a fire extinguisher. You know, brain damage probably ain't that bad. I mean, he looks like a fucking senior citizen, but the smoking probably does worse to him than the fire extinguisher. And we're gonna go dump him in here for a little bit. Then I'm gonna wait for the guys to move over a bit more. Well, don't have to wait because they're doing it just now. That's fucking great. Get a pistol out, because we're going out this window, but we need to get rid of that camera. So now I'm gonna go for it. I've got to immediately go to the right because there's people behind me who can see me, and I've got to make sure I hug the wall so this guy just doesn't really get a view of me. Then I'm going to throw a coin over here to distract him. I'm going to wait a little bit just so he starts moving. Because otherwise, he just leans there the entire time. I'm pretty sure he's only here on Master Difficulty, because that's one of the things Master Difficulty does, is it adds more guards everywhere. There is a guard on that balcony, so I need to wait a second for him to move. And it was literally just a second. Pretty good fucking timing there. I want to destroy every camera before they see me, because ideally I might be able to destroy the surveillance system. Actually, it's a bit iffy because there's 2 places you can destroy the surveillance system in this map. Both destroy all the surveillance in the entire map, even though that doesn't really make sense. You think one of them would count as like a backup or something. Cheeky little camera trick there while we're around the wall so it doesn't see us, but we can still destroy it. But yeah, one of them's got a guard with it, which I think is only on Master Difficulty, another bit where they just add guards in places. But he also can kind of slightly mess up the accident kill I want to do on Francesca. But the problem with knocking him out is there's nowhere to dump him. I'm pretty sure no one else goes in there, but I need to make sure that there's like no way no one else goes in there. I did that a bit prematurely, but it still worked. Okay. I was worried about the guy on the outside noticing the coin and going for it, when I only wanted this guy to do it. I'm going to get the guy on the outside as well. Like, I'm going to take him out in a second. Still on the balcony. Where he was. Yeah, he's moving, so I'm going to get behind him. And I'm going to go dump him in that box as well. Like, you don't have to dump people, but it's very good and very useful just because sometimes things don't go the way you want them, and sometimes you think, oh, no one's going to come here, and then someone goes there, and guess what? Your fucking silent assassin rating is gone. It's screwed. Screw you. And if you're like me, and you're trying to do it in one sitting, 0 saves, because Master Difficulty only gives you 1 save, and I'm not even using that, because, you know, I'm fucking baller, then it can be a bit of a pain in the ass. And I know, because I've done this about, it's about my 10th try maybe, which is probably a good reason to actually use your save on Master Difficulty, instead of, you know, being too prideful to do it. But, I say fucking YOLO, you know? Do what the fuck I want, mate. I feel like my voice just cracked there. It's a slight crack, but a crack nonetheless. Unfortunately, Francesca's got to where I want her, but too early. Because I haven't set up the accidental. Here, you just want to stay away from those guys. The closer you get to them means, like, if you get too close, you'll trigger their conversation. That's a bad idea most of the time, unless you're, like, they're near a safe, which could be used for an opportunity, but it only works if you've got a disguise on, which works in the mansion, yada yada yada. So it's got no use for us. If we trigger their conversation, eventually they will move down these steps, and I just don't want them in the way. I'd rather keep them up in the attic, away from everything, don't bother anyone, easy. And I'd really like it if Francesca just got the fuck off the phone. It's like when you're out with your mum and they meet like a friend and they just talk for like a fucking hour and you're just like, can we go home already? Come on, Francesca. Can we done already? I picked up this shovel because there's a guy in the room beneath me where the surveillance is, and I'm just gonna fucking, I'm yeeting a shovel in the back of his fucking head, you know? It's like that fucking, I don't know if any of you have seen it, but it's a video of like 2 girls fighting and one of them just picks up a shovel and fucking launches it at the other. Quality. Absolute quality. Any fights on the internet are fucking great. But that's one of the best. And I've seen a lot of good fucking viral fights. Midget fights definitely top the list. Yeah, I don't have to worry about that guy seeing me for a little bit. Like, you don't see you long enough for it to matter. Gonna wait for this guy to turn around. You can see his arm. He's having a little bit of a smoke. And I would say smoking kills, but we're not going to kill him. Instead, I guess smoking knocks you out. Not as good as a one-liner, really. But, and I mean, it is not true, because that was a shovel, not a cigarette. But we don't care about semantics. I'm just going to manually destroy it. I could shoot it, but who cares? Where is his... Where did he drop his pistol? There it is. Okay. I'm picking up his pistol, because that one's meant to be there. They don't care. I'll pick this one up as well. Why not? But, I'm picking it up, because if anyone walks over to that window and sees his pistol, they'll be like, oh, I'll go in there. But I've also just noticed there is a place to dump this guy's body. I just never knew. So, on the fly learning, you know? Easy. That makes everything so much easier. This is just so tucked out the way that I never even knew it existed. So, our accident is going to be that plug and that hose. I'm going to wait to shoot the plug. I don't know if you can shoot it at any time, but like I know that after someone steps in it, it stops being electrified and everything. So all we need to do is get Francesca to step in it. But I've got to wait for Francesca to move her ass back, so I'm going to cut ahead because she's going to take a minute or two, and you don't want to sit here and listen to me talk about bullshit like fucking midget fights and stuff. You get plenty of that later, so I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so Francesca's starting to make her way back, so we're just going to turn on the faucet real quick. Run up here. And then we're going to shoot that before she gets through. I think I hit it. Yeah, I hit it. It's fizzing. So she's going to walk into that, and she can go... And she's dead. And now, we just go back out the way we came in. And we're going to use the VHS tape I picked up earlier. I'm pretty sure I didn't explain why I picked that up. But basically, it's got some clips of him and his mum. And... Open the door. And... Silvio's a bit of a fucked up lad, you know. He didn't have a good relationship with his mum, really. He had a bit of a fucked up one, a bit of a weird Freudian one. He's also got like travel phobia and stuff. I'm pretty sure he just stays in the mansion. He's a disturbed individual, we'll say. And the VHS causes him to have a bit of a fucking breakdown, basically. Well, not a breakdown, really. It's more just sits there and admires it. There is another one where you can fuck with his mum's room, and that causes him to have a breakdown. But this just makes him go like, oh, I thought I got rid of all of them. I'm also probably too early. I might be able to... Yeah, okay, I can do this. Usually, I would hide myself in the crate in there, but because of the timing... I could just back out of the door. Well, I had to back out of the door because I wouldn't be able to get into the crate. They're searching the distraction. It's probably just the... Yeah, it's just the faucet. They're like, oh, Francesca's dead, but I've got to turn this fucking faucet off. Can't have the water bill being too high. Oh. Definitely don't want him potentially see me. But yeah, I'm going to get the circumcision knife ready. Just gonna fucking cut a little bit off the top, you know. I'm not gonna stab him in the dick, but I mean obviously that's what you do with a circumcision knife, but I'm gonna slit his fucking throat. So yeah, he's admiring his little presentation, but I'm not gonna give him a chance to. Just take him out immediately. Is this point though, because this is a banger. Back to me, Donna. I'm to you, Donna. I only remember like the first words where it's like, I'm begging you, come back to me. So that's why I didn't know the second part that well, and I just kind of said words. But then that's just me singing in general. Bit shit at it. Yeah, go pick up the coin, dude. It's a big threat. And then we're just gonna go down here. I didn't actually shoot the camera because I obviously got rid of the surveillance system in the end. But it was just because before I didn't know about that little crate, so I always just got rid of the cameras. There's sometimes a guy on the left, but recently he's just not been there. And I don't know why.
Look for some type of quarantine unit.
I want to get behind this guy first, put him in the crate, but... Fucking... I feel like that guy's going to turn around in a second, so I don't want to do it too early. Yeah, this guy's already moving, so... I should be okay here. Yep, he's not going to see me. He shouldn't see me. Yeah, they don't get close enough. So I'm just going to wait for them both to turn back around and go back to where they were just a second ago. So that guy's moving, that guy's moving. So now I'll have enough time to subdue this guy. His buddy doesn't hear his cries of pain. An idiot, I guess. And I'm going to pick up his shotgun real quick. I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to drop it so his buddy doesn't, like, end up seeing it and going like, oh, what's that? When I want him to just go over here, you know. So I can subdue him. I'm going to go put him in the crate as well. Because I need to put them in the crates. Because like I said, when I get rid of the virus, people are going to freak the fuck out. And I don't know where they're going to go. I've got a little trick here. Usually you would shimmy down and go down a pipe and it's all really slow and everything. We'll find just do this. But if you press aim just before pressing circle, you do this fucking weird shit and it's fucking great. I love it. It's my trick of the day. There's a lot of weird little tricks you can do in this game. I know there's a lot of stuff you do with, like, you get this explosive phone and you can, like, launch it into the ceiling and eliminate someone from, like, the floor below. But I also don't know how to do that kind of shit, so, well, I mean, I obviously explained it, but it's a lot more difficult than that, you know. Gonna plug in dongle. Shit's going, hit the fan, so I'm gonna get down here real quick. Take a right. I'm gonna head through here. Okay, he turned around. And this little pathway will look a little bit familiar to you. It's the wall I blew up. These guys, none the wiser. And there's a nice little boat right there. It's close enough. Up there is a car. Sometimes the car is a bad escape because you can accidentally run someone over in it in the exit cutscene, and that counts against you. And it's funny, but it's a pain in the ass when that happens. But we're just going to exit by boat. Not the best looking boat, I'd prefer the one on the left, to be honest, but we get this one then. And there we go, another suit-only silent assassin. This one took me way longer, like Paris, I did it on the second try. This was fucking... little bits just kept on fucking up, you know, but overall it's not that difficult. It's just doing it all in one go can be difficult. But yeah, until next time, we're going to come back and we're going to do Suit Only Silent Assassin in Marrakesh. Not probably my least liked map, but it's still alright. Not that big of a deal. Like, it's not that bad. Once again, we got Silent Assassin. Did take 22 minutes, which is a bit long, but you know, not going for speed here. Not doing like the fastest ever, because if you're on the leaderboards, that's like 2 seconds or some shit. It's mental. And yeah, until next time, I'll see you later.
Ether Security's in the dark about the incident. I feared the company knew about the virus. Not even the board. Must have been someone at the lab. I understand. I'll get to the bottom of this.
Boss is unhappy. I followed you from Italy. I guess when you're invisible, you stop looking over your shoulder.
You did this.
Iago exposed you. ICA did the heavy lifting. I just pulled some strings.
Yeah, your mind. How do you expect...
I play dirty. That's how you defeat a stronger opponent. You strike from behind. Now give me the key.
You have a family? Trust me, if there's a weakness, Providence will find it.
I'll take my chances. The key.
Fine. Won't do you much good.
It's funny. Cobb said the same thing. Thank you, messenger.
Don't. I just killed you.
Then we're even.